Hey everybody, today I have for you a preview of Lost Omens Firebrands for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. As usual, I have two quick notes before I get too deep into this. First, I should let you know that I was provided a copy of this book by Paizo, and second, I don't want this video to be confused with a full and proper review. So let me say up front that although I've read through the book, I have not yet had an opportunity to see all of its contents played out on the game table. And what follows is intended to give you an idea of the book's contents and not my opinion of its value as you might expect from a full review. Firebrands is 130 pages from cover to cover and has a listed price of $39.99. This length and price point put it in the same category as other recently released Lost Omens books such as the Lost Omens Travel Guide and Knights of Lastwall. The PDF version may also be purchased online for $29.99. Firebrands is Pathfinder 2nd Edition's latest book to focus on a specific faction, following in the footsteps of the Pathfinder Society Guidebook and Knights of Lastwall. It's divided into 4 chapters, the first 2 of which focus on the background setting and story details, while the third focuses on game mechanics, and the final chapter explores different locations where one might set a Firebrands campaign. The first chapter is about 20 pages long and serves as an introduction to the Firebrands. For those not familiar with this piece of Golarion lore, the Firebrands are a group of revolutionaries that was formed in the Mwangi Expanse as a means to remove colonialist rulers, and has since spread across the Inner Sea. What sets them apart from other revolutionaries is their loud, sometimes flamboyant presence. Or at least that's what they want you to believe. They are attention-seizing daredevils and braggarts when they want your eyes on them, and they're secretive, stealthy agents in disguise when they don't. If you want more information about the Firebrands before purchasing this book, I recommend you go check out their chapter in the Lost Omens character guide, which also includes a Firebrand archetype. This first chapter of the book lays out the organization's history, how they came to be, what life is like as a Firebrand, how they operate, their code of beliefs, and their relationships with various governments and other organizations, including their enemies. Chapter 2 of the book dives into the mechanics of the Firebrands and specifically details 4 of the factions within the larger Firebrands organization. The Fire's Finest is a nomadic group that travels far and wide in their gigantic robot scorpion known as Scrap Heap. The second faction, which is named for their ship the Nightwave, and a third faction called the Salt Breakers, both patrol international waters and deliver justice wherever oppression is found. And last, the Silver Ravens focus their efforts within the Inner Sea and specifically the continued conflict with Cheliax. This chapter ends with 12 individual one-page long biographies for the Firebrand's most notable members and finishes with a section on religion within the organization. 16 deities receive write-ups, some of which are new to 2nd edition while others should be familiar to you. For those with repeated information like Desna and Caden Kalian, their information is written specifically from the perspective of the Firebrands and how members of that organization relate to the deity, and not the more general information that you would see in the core rulebook. Chapter 3 moves away from setting information and into rules crunch. This chapter includes 7 backgrounds and 11 new feats. These feat options lean heavily towards skill feats, especially for acrobatics, deception, diplomacy, and performance, as well as class options for rogues and swashbucklers. And these are followed by 21 new archetype feats for a wealth of different character archetypes. The book then moves into a section on Firebrand equipment, including new armor and weapon adjustments, 14 new magic items like the Pipe of Dancing Smoke that can be used to cast Obscuring Mist, and Smuggler's Sacks that are basically bags of holding, but access to the extra-dimensional storage space is hidden. This chapter also gives us 19 new spells, including Cutting Insult that literally wounds an opponent's ego, and Flashing Disappearance that gives you a brief moment of invisibility with style. Chapter 3 closes out with a discussion of services that may be provided by the Firebrands. These include access to a spy network, serving as guides, spreading propaganda, providing safe houses, and smuggling. and the final chapter of the book gets into Firebrand campaigns, and specifically the locations where such games might occur. 6 such locations are detailed, most of which receive 4 pages of information. These locations include Vaunter's Carnival, which is a major celebration for the Firebrands, the Mwangi Expanse, Old Sheliax, the Shackles, Gult, and Katapesh. So that should give you a pretty good idea of what you can expect with this book when it officially releases on March 29th. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about the book, and as always, thanks for watching, take care, and happy gaming.